Rome was violent. But violence is not what kept it alive. Empires built on fear collapse quickly. Rome didn't. For centuries, most people inside the empire didn't rebel. They didn't riot daily. They didn't constantly resist. Not because they were weak, but because resistance felt pointless. Rome didn't rule by terror alone. It ruled by making control feel normal. We imagine Rome as loud power, legions marching, public executions, crucifixions lining the roads. And those things existed. But fear is unstable. Fear demands constant effort. Fear creates pressure. Rome understood something more effective. You don't need people to be afraid. You need them to participate. The strongest control system doesn't feel like oppression. It feels like life. Rebellion isn't prevented by soldiers. It's prevented by dependence. In Rome, survival passed through the state. Food distributions, courts, work, trade, citizenship, protection. Opting out didn't mean freedom. It meant hunger, isolation, legal invisibility. So most people didn't ask if the system was fair. They asked how to survive tomorrow. And Rome answered that question better than anyone else at the time. Rome didn't watch everyone. It didn't need to. Time was structured. Work followed routine. Law was predictable. Markets opened on schedule. Courts operated daily. Punishments were expected. Even death had a timetable. When systems are reliable, people adjust themselves. They wake up on time. They follow procedure. They comply without being ordered. Rome didn't chase obedience. It trained people into it. This is the part we miss. Rome didn't hide cruelty. It repeated it. Public toilets had no privacy. Executions happened between events. Slaves were renamed for convenience. Human waste was taxed, not as punishment, as administration. When something becomes routine, it stops feeling wrong. It stops being noticed. That's when power becomes invisible. Fear was always available in Rome, but it wasn't the foundation. Fear was the reminder. The real work was done by habit, by schedules people memorized, by systems people depended on. By order, people stopped questioning. Rome didn't need to threaten everyone, only enough to keep the system unquestioned. The rest happened automatically. Emperors came and went. Some were loved, some were hated. The system continued. Because Rome wasn't built around individuals, it was built around process. People were replaceable. Roles were not. That's why Rome survived chaos at the top. Control wasn't personal. It was structural. Rome didn't rule because it was cruel. Plenty of cruel empires vanished. Rome ruled because it made obedience ordinary. When power becomes routine, people stop resisting it. They stop seeing it. And eventually, they can't imagine life without it. Rome didn't need fear. It had something far more effective.